It's the show of the week.
Hello and welcome back to Show of the Week, the weekly segment where we talk musical theater and where I wear flannel. This week I want to talk about Rent because we're between Christmas and New Year's, or as Rent heads refer to it, intermission. I always get nervous when fans of a piece of fiction have a name for themselves. You know, Whovians, or Trekkies, or Renthead. Now, I've got nothing wrong with being a geek, trust me. I mean, you know, look at this. But I think what sometimes happens is you have a community who are so focused on a piece of art or a piece of literature that they build it up so much, and it becomes difficult to actually honestly talk about that piece of art and talk about its flaws. And please don't misunderstand, I love Rent. Its praise is well deserved, but like any piece of art, it's got some flaws. So how about this? A listening exercise for this week. Go listen to Rent with a fresh hat on, as if you've never listened to it before, and watch out for these things. First, ask yourself if you feel sympathetic towards the characters in the story. I think this is really important in pieces of literature about the downtrodden, that at least from time to time, we must feel sympathy for these characters. We must see them doing something that makes us feel for them, instead of just watching them complain about their situation. I'm not saying Rent is on either side of that teeter-totter. I'm saying, you know, the teeter-totters. Second, Rent is pretty much sung through, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. When you sing something in musical theater, it adds an extra importance to it, so you must make sure the thing that you're singing is important. In some places, I think Rent does this better than other musicals. In some places, I think, you know, the rhymes or the singing are sort of fudged or kind of shoved in, and, you know, does one outbalance the other? And last, focus on the unity of time. The unity of time is an old playwriting and storytelling concept. It's a part of Aristotle's Poetics. He had the unity of time, the unity of action, and the unity of place. Aristotle says your play should take place over no more than 24 hours, and certainly we bend that rule nowadays and we break it often in things like 500 Days of Summer or Memento, but, you know, a lot of things stick to kind of one unit of time. And Rent plays with the unity of time in a really weird way. Act 1 is, you know, only a day or so. Act 2 takes place over a year. That can be kind of jarring. Is there a better way to tell the story, to keep to one kind of unit of time? Or is that the best way to tell the story? I don't know. Maybe you know. Listen to it. Tell me what you think about Rent in the comments. I always want to hear these sort of things. That's all I've got this week. Hope you've had a wonderful holiday. Hope you have a great New Year coming up, and I'll see you next week. Bye! I'll just turn on the camera and talk. That's never gone wrong before.